So hope you see my slide come up. Can you have your thumbs up if you see my slide? Thank you. Correct. Yeah, the topic today I think is quite critical for just a family issue or in the company or even negotiation to stop the war, that we need compassionate listening. Really, we need to listen with compassion and not with hatred or the love of bigger power. Or I think that's the quite family said that when the power of love overcome the love of power, the world will know peace. And I think we need to practice that loving, compassionate action, as much as we can. So I will start with the basic question: why do we really need compassionate listening at home, at office, and everywhere? As we have many new friends who joined today, feel free to chat on the Zoom, any comment, any question you have. Toward the end, we're gonna have a Q&A time. So I think today Phil will be our moderator, and he will pick up. He's wave his hand. So feel free to share your thought or anything and question too. Why do we really need compassionate listening at home, at office, and everywhere? I think that my observation, you might have your own observation. 3 major listening pitfall that is the hole that we might fall easily and think more rush, and then sometimes we didn't listen in a good way. And we're gonna go into more detail today that why listening skill is so important. Number 1, that dramatic tendency at home. Dramatic tendency mean when you love someone or when you care someone so much, anything they say, anything they act, sometimes it's more affected than someone you don't know too well, right? So if we do not have compassionate listening, it turns to be emotional easily at home because we care. We care. The second pitfall that might happen, bias conclusion at office. Thing is rush, and sometimes we want the result. And while we're listening, we're thinking at the same time. I think we discussed that many times in the Saturday class, that we should listen. We should listen to understand, not listen to respond. Because while we are tempted with social media or live situation, we were asked to react all the time. They want our action, but sometimes it's too fast. So when it's too fast, when they say some content, and we get just maybe 60% because we didn't hear some key part, then there's a biased conclusion at office that you don't really understand. So you have a wrong judgment because you didn't hear, unintentionally or intentionally, but we lost that track. I'm not sure you experience that or not, but it happens often when you in office, you talk to someone and you feel like you really talk to that person, that, oh, do this, do that, and see you at that spot, or and then you go to do something else, and you come back, ask for what you say to them, that, oh, how about that? And they say, huh? What are you talking about? Have you experienced that before? Look like they listen, but they didn't listen. Yeah, if you experienced that before, and sometimes, conflicts start from that. Type number 5. That, wow, we need to be trained in listening or even observing, the eye contact more. And the last one, ignorant conflict everywhere. 3 major listening pitfalls. What I mean by ignorant conflict everywhere? We don't understand. We lack of understanding, and with that, incomplete listening cause trouble. And in the modern day communication, I think without face-to-face talk, sometimes trouble increase even more. Chatting or talking even via Zoom, and sometimes they didn't have like eye contact, then we misunderstood and we have conflict easily. My next question: how do you communicate with family members, friends, and colleagues? How do you communicate? You might speak, you might write, or use your body gesture. But one way of communication is listening. When we say communicate, it's like, oh, you need to act something. But to show your attention is another way of communication, right? Do you agree with me? That is important, that I'm listening to you. And sometimes we don't know that is a very key part of communication too. We lost that contact in that listening communication. I will read quickly what he said and hope we have time to throw our discussion about this topic, compassionate listening. Stephen Covey wrote The 8 Habits, and there are many interesting parts in the book. He talked about spiritual quotient, 20 years back, ahead of time. And he talked about communication. Interesting. He said we have reading, we have writing, speaking, and listening. And a lot of people spend time to do those things: reading, writing, speaking, listening. And in those communication, one part that quite key is listening. But we are least trained in listening. We are trained in reading, we are trained in writing, we are trained in speaking, but we are not much trained in listening. Do you agree? Yeah. In the curriculum at the school or university, we should have listening class, all right? That rate your ability to listen. I think we need that a lot. We need that a lot in the world right now, in all levels. We need to learn how to listen better, how to be more quiet and not talk, right? And then we talk all the time and conflict more. So he has this interesting idea. Most people think they know how to listen because they're doing it all the time. But not everyone listens very good, very well. He called those great listening empathic listening, that you really listen from within. Let's take a look. This is different levels of listening capability. I think it's interesting. There is a listening within one's own frame of reference. with one own frame or reference, and then within the other frame of reference, mean you really listen like you are that person, and you understand truly what they mean. So he said this is the least level of listening capability, ignoring, and you show it on your face, and people know, wow, you listen, but your face really show that you're not really interested. And then pretend listening, maybe look a bit better, but there no real enthusiasm, right? Oh, I try to show like a maybe student teacher or in any condition that actually you are boring, but you try to show like, oh, patronizing, make them feel good. So not fully benefit from listening. And then selective listening, that, oh, I like this person, I don't like this person. So you selected, listen, but not fully understand. And the number 4, attentive listening. Oh, that's better. But even at this level, attentive listening, but the voice in your head that try to argue with that statement from outside, sometimes not very useful. And the last one, empathic listening. This is listen to understand, listen to embrace, not listen to respond. You think this is interesting? Yeah, you can have this for your listening checklist. That today I talk with my mom, today I talk with my colleagues. What level of listening you are using? And Corey said, if we can have number 5, much less trouble, that we listen like we are that person. Like we get into their head and then we really hear what they actually want to say or what to mean, or even understand something not clearly show on the message they talk, but you understand deeper that what they actually mean. I would like to emphasize that compassion is true communication. When love and understanding are in places, like we love and care for each other, communication become much easier, right? Because there are less resistant element in your head. Like, oh, I care for, I understand you. Then very important to practice that. So compassionate listening is very important, much needed everywhere, because we listen neutrally, like listen with inner peace, without bias or judgment, only wise compassion. Listen and then, oh, this is good idea, I should take. Oh, this not so good, but they try their best. So you still have that compassionate view to what work, what not work, and but not so judgmental. Just see the reality. This very important question. How we can develop compassionate listening? I have 3 steps. I like 1, 2, 3. So I have these 3 steps that you can use to cultivate compassionate listening. Number 1, we are gonna listen concept first, and we go into detail. Meditate to open compassionate space. That's number 1. Number 2, reflect on kindness to yourself. And number 3, listen to relieve suffering of others. Interesting, right? You can relieve suffering of others by listening. It's number 1. Without daily meditation, we call daily mind shower, it's hard to develop compassionate listening. Because if you don't have compassion for yourself, that if you are not kind to yourself, it's hard to be kind to other people. So when you meditate, that is the kind action that take a rest, normal resting time. Be with who I am and listen to that monkey mind. What that monkey mind is trying to say. They want more banana, they want more mango or what. And then you understand yourself that, oh, today, why I feel upset easily? Oh, today I feel very productive. Why? And with that daily meditation, it opens compassionate space. You fall in love, sometimes the Abbot said, you fall in love with yourself while you meditate. Wow, I feel released. Wow, I feel free from my past story. And you feel good. That is the possibility that compassion will expand from that easy and relaxed feeling. So meditate to relieve your stress and suffering and let compassion flow. It will come instantly. Yeah. This is the kind of the ancient thought, but with the modern day research and the lab, it starts to show that when you get to meditative state, some good thing happen. It fix the brain. We call luminous mind, we call Buddha nature. It's like the treasure already there, waiting to be discovered, but we are too busy to take it. Yeah. So once you are still, you are calm, stress, suffering go, kindness, compassion flow. Yeah. So that number one, compassionate listening, meditate on a daily basis. Number two, reflect on kindness to yourself. Yeah. Do not burn yourself with anger. Why you should have compassionate listening is good, it's healthy. It's healthy for myself. If I have angry listening, I'm burning myself all the time. Even that person, sometimes trigger your anger. But when you, I think I showed this picture before, right? There's a candle, there's a paper. When you're gonna burn the paper, when you're gonna burn the paper, the candle burn first or the paper burn first. If you think the paper burn first, try number one. If you think the candle burn first, try number two. One or two. When you're gonna burn the paper burn first or candle burn first. The one and two. If you're gonna do like slow motion, right? The paper, the candle. No matter how fast you're gonna move the candle to the paper, once you light up the flame, it touched the candle first. Can you follow me? So it's already start melting, but maybe indirected your eye, not detected, but the candle itself received that heat before the paper. So be kind to yourself. Even the situation is very stupid or it's so easy to feel angry, but be kind to yourself. Choose kindness, choose understanding, not burn yourself with anger over someone else. No need. No need. Keep it healthy for yourself. Reflect on kindness. And then shower yourself with love and kindness every day. Do any action, speak any word to cultivate goodness more and more. And last one, number three, listen to relieve suffering of others. Yeah. I use that a lot, and I kind of feel good, especially when people come and want to learn Dharma. But before I gonna give a medicine to them, they need to kind of release anything negative inside, like a vomit out. All those things come out first, and then when I listen, I kind of okay, help them. Yeah, that you are important. It matters what you are saying, and while I'm listening, many times people come and they have headache, they have trouble. Just listen, and a little kindness show to that person, it helps a lot already. Yeah, and they speak most of the time, and maybe I just say one word, and they say, "Okay, I got solution." Yeah, sometimes people in trouble, they just need someone really to really listen with care. Yeah. So one of the easiest way to be truly happy, help someone else out from trouble. Once you develop that compassionate listening skill, is a treasure. It's a treasure. I told many of my students, also people who come to me with dukkha, and they share their dukkha story to me, that I need to meditate on a daily basis to feel peace, to feel love. Because sometimes, like the monk, we like a negative story bin, something like that. And people have trauma, they have bad emotion, they throw things into this orange bin. But we learn from the Buddha that we need to find a way to lead those negative things, come in and go out. And that's how I can help more people. Without, number one, meditate to open the space. Without, number two, be kind to myself. I'm doing something kind to help other people. The bin is full, and I cannot handle anymore listening to the suffering or negativity. So I myself, now after 22 years, I still need to balance that. This moment, my ability to lead those negativity out is lower because maybe too many story. I'm not fully enlightened yet. I'm still practicing. So I need some more time to clear all those things, right? So I think that's happened to everyone, that you try to help other people. Make sure you take care of yourself well, that you're ready to listen to relieve someone else's suffering without sacrificing your own inner peace or happiness too far. So I summarize again. To develop compassionate listening skill, meditate to open compassionate space, reflect on kindness to yourself. No matter what happened, at least be kind to yourself. Yeah. Even no one, be kind. You are the one. Be kind to myself. Yeah. And then the last step, listen to the suffering of others. The more you develop that stability of the mind, listen with empathy to really care, that is a treasure the world needed so much right now. I want to close with this kind of funny but very true statement from the Dalai Lama. He said, if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion too. Yeah, it worked both way.